Hello students, now we are going to learn about the ethology, parasitology and economic zoology. So, what is the ethology? Ethology is nothing but the study of the behavior of animals. Okay. We are now going to learn about the behavior of the animal but in their natural conditions. Okay. Ethology take place the comparative approach and the studying the behavior ranging from the kinship, courtship and the parental investment, conflict, sexual selection, aggression. These are the various types of the behavior we study in this ethology. Okay. The scientists, those are study the behavior of the animals. They are known as the ethologists. They are study the animals, okay, by their natural habitat, or they do the experiment on the animals. So we know that how the animals, they get the they just give the response to the environmental stimuli or the stimuli by the other organisms. Okay. Next, in this next slide we are going to study the innate behavior. So what is the innate behavior? Innate behavior, it is the behavior which the behave by the organism by naturally. Okay. And this behavior it is expressed by the genes. So the other words, we say that this is a naturally happen or the naturally occurred by the animals. They are not learn the response. So this is the behavior. Okay. Animal, they respond to the stimuli by naturally. Okay. So it is a fixed action pattern. The juvenile or the newborn animals, they give the response, quick response to their parents. Okay. So in the next slide we just see here the herring gull. In first picture showing that the juveniles or the young ones, they come out from the eggs. Okay. And when they just hatched out from the eggs, they strike only on the spot, those are red spot, those are present on the beak of this mother. Okay. They are only strike on that particular area or that particular red dot only. So how they know? Okay. They know that when strike on that particular red dot, then that beak get open and the food which is present inside the mouth of that mother herring, it is just come out. So they know by birth. So this is the innate behavior. And the next picture is showing that this mother herring gull, it just collect the pebbles which is just nearby its nest. So see, assume that all the pebbles, they are just looking like her eggs. They are nothing but the eggs. So this is a natural things happen with her. She just collect all these pebbles, okay, and it is present. It is just get inside of that nest. Next, it is a learned behavior. So previously we studied about the innate behavior, which is naturally occurred by the organisms or the juveniles. Next one is the learned behavior. This is a process, okay, gathering or the learning process. So all the animals, they acquire the information from the surroundings or where they are actually living. So this is the behavior pattern in individuals depends on the intensity of the impact of that particular environment. Stimuli. Suppose the stimuli which is against of them, then they become the motionless, or they just escape from that area. Okay, they learn this process simultaneously. So this is the behavior. Okay, they learn. The next one is the type of the learning, the habituation. This is one type of the learning. Habituation, it is nothing but the giving the response to that particular situation. Okay, occasionally, suppose this situation arises simultaneously or continuously in front of that particular organism, the response against that stimuli become the decrease. Okay, so gradual decrease in the behavior response with that repeated encounter of the stimuli. Okay, and then after totally they ignore that situation or that particular stimuli. Okay, this is happen when we just see the particular organism or particular bird is in a danger situation, then first thing they do, they just want to hide from that area. They just stick with that area, or they become the motionless. Okay, they jump from that situation or that particular area. Okay, this will happen with them, but okay, then after they know that this is the situation is occurring simultaneously with us, then they feel comfortable with that particular stimuli also. Okay, and such a gradual decrease or the elimination of the response we can observe with that particular organism. Okay, here is the hawk goose model experiment done by one scientist. Okay, so what actually he had did, the goose or the that's a small juveniles of the goose. Okay, when the hawk is just flying over them, then they just start to escape from that area and they hide from any particular place. That scientist did one thing. Okay, he created one cardboard hawk. Okay, like the model, and on the terrace of his that particular flat, he just go there and he just fly that cardboard hawk. Okay, and the shadow of that that cardboard, it is when it just come on that ground where that geese or the goose they are just going on from that area, they just frighten and escape from that area. But simultaneously when they face that particular situation, then they ignore that stimuli. So this is the elimination of that particular situation. Then imprinting this the stimuli which they get at the early in the life, that particular stimuli will continue with their entire life. So here a phase sensitive learning, it is known as the phase sensitive learning. Okay, and this will happen within that particular age only. If suppose this is very interesting experiment done by the scientist. Okay, he just sit at just front of the that particular nest, and when that ducklings this come out from that eggs, they only know that face, or they recognize the face of that scientist, and that ducklings feel that particular face is nothing but a parental face. Okay, okay. The scientist, when he just walk in his lab, that trail of that duckling, it is just within behind the scientist. So where actually he go, this trail of the geese just to come with him. Okay, this is nothing but they feel that particular person or that particular object is nothing but their parent. Okay, this is the imprinting. So young animal learn the characteristics of its parent, okay, and not only by the visualizing, but hearing a particular sound, okay, of their parent, or particular smell of their parent, they recognize or they know that the parents is just around them, okay, then they feel secure. Then it is just like that. Next is the sexual imprinting. This imprinting is only uh, occur at the particular age when the sexual organs get developed or hormones just release from their body. Then this young ones or the young animals, they know the characteristic of that desirable mate. Means the males know the females and females know the males before the mating. That particular species only. Okay, so female learn to recognize what an appropriate their mate. Okay, and vice versa. What is the biological significance of the imprinting? Imprinting helps in partner of observing the bond, okay, formation early in their life, and the choice of sexual partner in their life. And it enables to organism to recognize the member of within their intra-species and avoid the inbreeding. Next is the classical conditioning. The classical conditioning, it is a behavior, it is actually result is associated with the learning. Means the animal when face a particular situation, and that particular situation will begin again and again, okay, then that particular animal, okay, just convert its all the behavior, okay, to face that situation. So that animal know how to get the response, or and this is the situation created, or suppose it is suddenly occur in front of that particular organism. So in 1902, a Russian physiologist Ivan Pavlov, okay, he done a very famous experiment, and it is nothing but the dog with food following the ring of the bell. Okay, when the ring it is bell or the sounded, without the response of the food, the dog would still respond to the bell. Okay, and the experiment he has done. Okay, when you just see here in the picture, then this dog, it is present inside of the cage, and the food is just in front of that dog, and automatically saliva is secreted. But the condition, the scientist has created one condition: the bell is rang, then the food is coming toward that dog, and the dog recognizes that when the bell is rang, then the food is coming. So saliva automatically secrete when the bell is rang. But after a few attempts, the Ivan Paul stopped to give the food to the dog, but rang the bell. When the bell rang, then automatically saliva of that dog is secreted. But after a few attempts, then that dog recognized or realized that only bell is rang, food is not coming. So automatically saliva is not coming from its mouth. So when a particular situation created, and the stimuli of that particular situation will be nullified after some time. Okay, this is a very classic example. Then what is the significance of the learning of this classical conditioning? The adaptation value of the animal. And next one is a learn to avoid negative stimuli. This is the behavior or the ethological behavior we will learn in this chapter. Next, chapter we will learn the how these animals will respond to the hormones and the other things. Thank you.